Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe. This August 28th, man, time's just we're heading into fall. Let's take a deep breath together and just relax, letting go of all the things that run through our minds. Letting go of any chaos and drama of the week, of the morning perhaps. And focusing in on our heart space. If you're having trouble focusing, perhaps you want to put your hands over your heart. And just breathe and relax, letting yourself be supported by the chair that you're sitting in. Whether you're here in this room with me or watching remotely, we are all one, inextricably connected to each other, irrespective of time and space. We are grateful for community. We are grateful for this opportunity to come together, to see each other, to hug each other, to walk this journey of life together. And so we open hearts and minds now, preparing ourselves for a very special experience, to prepare ourselves for whatever it is we need to hear and see and feel that will help us step more fully into our divinity, that will help us embrace more of the magnificence that we are, the magnificence that is based in, that is from the all good, which is first cause of all life, all goodness, all prosperity, compassion, beauty, peace, love, harmony, unity. And so we just breathe here, relaxing, just letting go of all things that are unlike the all good, that are out of alignment with our divinity and our magnificence as unique expressions of the divine. Take off all of the hats you wear during the week, all of the things you are to all of the people in your world. Just let it all go and let yourself be. Be exactly who you are, knowing that you are loved and accepted unconditionally. In life itself and in this community. Allow yourself to feel whatever emotion you may be holding on to this morning. Just let it come up and out. All of it is welcome here. Breathe and let go. Your heart is safe with us. Just breathe. Just breathe. And so here from this place of power and peace, this place of goodness that we are, of magnificence from which we spring, We now sing our centering song, Spirit's Prayer. Together. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. So without, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. This is from Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. Consider the planaria. This is a genus of flatworms, which is found in river gravel. It is about as low a creature as you can find. If we are inclined to hark back to the reference to man as a worm of the dust, consider the planaria. If you cut one of the planaria in half, you find that each half develops into a whole worm. The front part acquires a new body, and the back part organizes itself a new head, complete with brain. Let us reflect on this astounding statement. The back organizes itself a new head. What is this self which creates a new brain? A brain that must guide the regenerated organism as a whole. How can it create a brain without a brain to guide the process? This process of regeneration helps us to explain the healing process on which our own healing and well-being depend every day of our lives. And it brings us face to face with the secret of self within us, the divinity within us. When you are facing some limiting challenge or tragedy, when you are sorely tempted to answer life's question, who do you think you are? With the lowest possible appraisal of flesh and blood, consider the planaria. The whole is in the part. Even when you lose your head, there is a directive force within you. The whole is always in the part. What you can be is what you now are, even if you don't know it and are not experiencing it. I'll read that again. What you can be is what you are now, even if you do not know it and are not experiencing it. There is help for you. There is healing for you. There is guidance for you. And this help and healing and guidance is in you, in the kingdom of heaven in you, in the Lord's body in you, in the Christ in you. But it is you. Claim it. Affirm the truth of your wholeness now.
Good morning. The inspirational moment word for today is perfection. All things are threaded on the divine, like rows of pearls on a string. Spiritual intuition tells us that the beauty is at the root of everything. Ugliness is its suppositional opposite. We must sense not the opposite, but the reality. It is this divine presence that we are to recognize. For every apparent opposite, we are to supply a realization of the truth about that opposite. In this way, we supply a spiritual sense that is transcendent of the form that the material sense has created. In this way, we can look at, in, and through a difficulty or a difficult situation until we perceive the truth at the very center of its being. If everything enduring and true comes from the Creator, then we may be certain that no matter what the appearance is, the reality is always perfect. This is why Jesus tells us to judge not according to the appearances, but to judge righteously. We shall always judge righteously when our knowledge is based upon the certainty of the divine presence, perfect at the center of everything. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Father. Please repeat our affirmation with me 3 times. I judge everything with knowledge based upon the certainty of the divine presence. I judge everything with knowledge based upon the certainty of the divine's presence. I judge everything with knowledge based upon the certainty of the divine presence. Thank you, guys.
Hello, everybody. I'm just fresh off a trip from Mexico. Oh my gosh! Oh, I feel good. It's crazy. I went to Isla Mujeres, which is an island right off the coast, right off of Cancun, and then we went to Playa del Carmen, and enjoyed that whole scene. But there's cenotes there, and it's the coolest. Literally cool water on a hot, humid day. And there's just nothing quite like it. It's a good way to wake up. And but here's another thought I had too, as I'm walking up. I've enjoyed from every spring to fall, there's these Mexican petunias out here, these purple flowers, you know. I love them. And but as I was in Mexico, I saw some, and I thought to myself, they're probably just called petunias here. So, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody lies and tries to hide it. Everybody finds themselves in a fix now and then. Everybody takes the cake. Everybody shows up way too late. Everybody's missed the most important day of someone's life. We give, we take away. We live our lives in shades of gray. We figured out the words to say to get us through another day. The bottom line I'm getting to, we do the best that we can do. And the best that we can do Forgive the ones that do the things we do. Everybody loses face. Oh, everybody overestimates. Oh, everybody is so realistic with somebody else's dreams. Everybody pushes back a little harder, yeah. Everybody thinks the tact is so much smarter. Everybody is quite capable of things better left unsaid. We give, we take away. We live our lives in shades of gray. We figured out the words to say to get us through another day. The bottom line I'm getting to, we do the best that we can do, and the best that we can do, yeah. Forgive the ones that do the things we do. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, la 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 la. And the best that we can do, the best that we can do. Forgive the ones that do the things we do. La 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 la. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have off-white carpet in my house, and I also have a love of candles. And anytime you have candles, there may be soot. And in the bedroom, I had something dropped off of a match or off of a candle wick or something like that, and it ended up with some soot on the white carpet. And I attempted to clean it up. And if you have any experience with soot, you know that it just goes when you touch it. So then I had a nice big black stain of soot on the carpet. And it was close to a chair and a small table, so it kind of wasn't always present, but I noticed every time I walked by it, I saw the stain, of course. You know, my eye just went do-do-do-do-do-do to the stain. So I didn't know what was going to get it up. I knew at some point, you know, maybe just when we get the carpets cleaned again, we'll see what we can do. But I had a bright idea to use OxiClean yesterday on it and see what would happen. The stain can't get any worse than it is now, unless it were to, spread. And then my carpet looks like cowhide rather than white carpet. So I got a bowl of with a little bit of OxiClean and some hot water, and I got a white rag, and I sat it on top of just let it soak in, because it's been there for a couple of months now, much to my chagrin. And I just left the rag on top of it, and I decided I'll just leave it and see what happens. So I came back about an hour later, and the stain is coming up. So, my heart is singing now, because, there's no stain on the floor. And it came completely up. I was just jumping for joy. I kept walking by, looking at it again. So now my eyes tracking to that spot, and I'm going, oh, it's gone, the stain is gone, stain is gone. And so this has stayed in my head. I never know what's going to come up for me with life and the various things I go through and how that relates to some spiritual principle. So I'm thinking about it, and I thought, I'm going to look up what's different about OxiClean, because even the rag, it was a old white t-shirt. Now the rag is whiter than it was before I cleaned the spot, because I put it in the OxiClean. And so, I don't know what it is. So I looked it up and I Googled it, and apparently there's something in OxiClean that separates the negative and positive ions, and when that happens, the stain falls away from the carpet or the shirt or whatever is stained, and it just lifts up, and it's gone completely. I can't even tell that the stain was there, other than the fact that, for 3 months I've been looking at it. If I didn't know there was a stain there, that I would have no knowledge at all. It just looks like clean white carpet. Clean white carpet. I have had people ask me a few questions over the last couple of weeks as I've been talking about self-worth and who we think we are and how that relates to how we live and how we deal with the world. And really, about how we feel about ourselves, because everything in life, our experience of life, is connected to who we think we are. Our filter for everything comes from that. So if you're thinking you're worthless, you're unlovable, everything that you go through is going to be connected to that, whether it's benign or not. Like I've talked about before, it doesn't matter what it is. The thing can be completely innocent, and life just is. Things are neither good nor bad. But we can make them bad because we think badly about ourselves. So you're walking through the store, you say hello to someone, they don't respond, and you think, oh, they must not like what I had on, or I knew I didn't look good when I came out. I don't know why they didn't smile. Why didn't they say, did they now not hear me? And then we spiral down over something that they might have been thinking about, something had nothing to do with you, but we make it a thing because of how we feel about ourselves. So the question is, and there have been a few questions in the last couple of weeks, how do I get from I've got negative feelings about myself, I talk negatively about myself, I've got this low self-worth or self-esteem, how do I get from there to over here where I am embracing my magnificence? Those two things can be far, far apart. Far, far apart. And so according to Unity Principle, our thoughts can affect and do affect our experience of life. And what Pete was reading about reality, that reality with a capital R, is that the truth of life is that you are whole and perfect. You're like the white carpet without stain. But because we start thinking things and taking on what other people may have said to us, or some judgment of ourselves, we end up putting a stain on that canvas. And the stain stays until we do something different with the stain and lift it off. And so we need something to deal with that negative, the negative ion, so to speak, and lift it off of the perfection, because we're hiding the perfection under what we think about ourselves. So we can do it with our thought. And what I had to start doing when I was dealing with this myself was whenever I had a negative thought about me, I would stop immediately, and a lot of people say, cancel, or I would say abort. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. And I would think about, what did I just think? And by this time now I know rationally that my reality is that I am whole and perfect. However, if I don't embrace that, if I don't believe that for me, then it doesn't matter that the blank canvas is sitting there. It doesn't matter if I don't believe it. So I have to go back and I have to affirm what I believe, that the truth is that I am whole, perfect, and complete, that I am lovable and loved, that I am love itself. My innate divinity tells me that I am love itself. So whatever stain I have put on this canvas gets lifted off, starts to lift off when I start to affirm who and what I am, even if I'm not quite believing it in the moment. And so there were days when I had to say out loud, I am a unique expression of the divine, to counteract the other thought in my head. And I would say it until I believed it in that moment. And I would affirm it throughout the day, every single day. I would wake up in the morning and I would start my day affirming that, to counteract all the other noise, the other stain that I am throwing on this canvas that is my magnificence. Our thoughts can change what we believe, but you got to work on it. So every time it comes up, when you're in a situation, somebody says something and it tweaks something in you, it's not about them, it's about you and what you think about that. Negative remarks should just kind of flow right off of you. They should just be in the air and no big deal. But sometimes we catch them. I catch them still too when I'm tired, or I've had a rough day, or I feel overworked, or I haven't taken care of myself, I didn't meditate in the morning, something like that. Then I'm more susceptible to catching that stuff and thinking, oh, they looked at me sideways, so that must be, I must look goofy today. So I have to counteract that with my thoughts. And I go back to the foundation. I go back to the blank canvas. And what do I think about that magnificence? And is it me? We have to work on those things. We have to be willing to lift that stain off of the canvas. We have to do the work. And so we work on the conscious mind until it seeps into the subconscious. And at some point, if we do enough work and if we're dedicated to our own healing and affirming who we are, then the comments may come and we're just, or we don't even hear them. Or those kind of people aren't even in our world anymore because they shed off, they go away. When you're beaming your radiance, the magnificence that you are, then the toxic people go somewhere else where toxicity is accepted. It's like a magnet. They'll go where their stuff works. And so if they're swarming around you, you're making an environment where they can flow and be with you. And their stuff is accepted. Or, like I said, they can be there, and you're behind the shield that I often talk about, the force field. And the stuff comes and it bounces off. Stuff comes and it bounces, and it doesn't even affect you. You're not triggered anymore. I realize now that I've been doing this deep spiritual work for decades now, most of the time I don't even hear it. It just doesn't happen. Or I hear it and I'm not triggered. And I know if I'm triggered, okay, then there's something I wasn't doing. I need to get back to my practice. Maybe I need to start affirming that. Maybe I've started something new and I'm feeling a little bit more vulnerable. And so the remarks that are made are starting to creep in, and I go, oh, okay, all right. Force field's coming down. Force field's coming down. I need to work on that and bring it back up. It's our work. But so we can do it with our thoughts. But again, the problem is always, what do you believe about life and who you are and how you're connected to that life with a capital L? We got to go back and affirm that. Again, I'll keep saying that. I keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. It is so crucial to how we live. This, not just a connection with the all good, but that we are the all good. We are the all good. We are one with it. Even if you don't know it, it's still there. It's still there. But all we see is the stain. It's all I saw when that stain was there. All I saw was a stain. And it was probably 3 inches by 3 inches. And I don't know how many feet the room is, length and width. I don't know. So I got all this white carpet, but all I saw was a stain. Yeah. My eyeballs went straight to the stain every time I went in the room. So it's not like I was looking around and seeing all the other 99.9% of beautiful white carpet. All I saw was the stain, and if I didn't look at it, I'm thinking about it as I'm walking through the room. I know that stain's there. I mean, it's the same for us when we're thinking about our lives and who we are, and these negative, especially the negative self-talk. Sometimes we don't even need anybody else to say something about us because we're saying it ourselves. And so stop yourself, whatever way you get to stop yourself. And go, I said something else, or you thought something else. Doesn't have to be out loud, you can just be thinking it. Stop yourself. And remind yourself, what do you think is true about life? So if the work has to start there with your foundational belief, go back there and decide until you know for sure what it is you believe about life, about God, and how you are connected to it. Go as deep as you need to go. Go as deeply as you need to go. It takes work, folks. I mean, for some of us, I'm in my 60s now, so I got 6 decades of stuff to deal with. Most of it I have. I had huge baggage, family baggage, personal baggage I brought on myself. All the ways I interpreted half the stuff that was said to me in my life, or the stuff I said to myself. I'm dragging through life in a huge, one of those big metal containers that bring in cars and stuff from across the water. That's how big my baggage was. So if you think you got stuff, I don't know how much stuff you got. I mean, that's how much stuff I had. I was dragging that through life, and it was my filter for everything that happened to me and was said to me. It colored my world, not in a good way. So I had to start believing and thinking and saying things out loud about what I believed about life, about God, about love, about goodness, and what I am. And when I started embracing my magnificence, that stain that I had on the canvas lifted up. It's not there anymore. And so the things that used to trigger me before, now I sometimes have the thought that, man, that used to trigger me. And I get to have a moment of celebration that kind of stuff no longer knocks me down. Man, that's a lot to celebrate. And I celebrate that every single time I have that feeling. Man, I'm glad I'm not attached to that kind of crap anymore. But we got to do the work. You got to do the work. Our thoughts can help us change that. And so the unity principles are wonderful for that. That there is only the all good. That God exists. There is nowhere that God is not. So that means, logically, it has to be in you. You have to be it. If it's everywhere, in all things, through all things, first cause, then you are it too. And so it's okay to say, God is everywhere, in and through me. It is me. I was raised Catholic. That was heresy for me to say in the beginning. Man, that didn't sit right the first couple of times I did that. But there was a part of me that resonated with that. A part of me said, oh yeah, you are. The other part said, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. Oh my God. But eventually, the part that that resonated with that overshadowed the other message. And so I affirmed it out loud. I say it to myself. I am one with the all good. If you have to say it, say it. If you have to say it out loud, say it out loud. If you have to take a break from a negative situation and walk somewhere else and say it out loud to yourself, do that. Do what you got to do. Save yourself. Because nobody can do it for you. Nobody. Nobody. So one of my favorite books, again, Conversations with God. This is book 1. The grandest teaching of Christ was not that you shall have everlasting life, but that you do. Not that you shall have brotherhood in God, but that you do. Not that you shall have whatever you request, but that you do. All that is required is to know this. For you are the creator of your reality, and life can show up no other way for you than that way in which you think it will. All that is required is that you know this, for you are the creator of your reality, and life can show up no other way for you than that way in which you think it will. You think it into being. This is the first step in creation. God the Father is thought. Your thought is the parent which gives birth to all things. Your thought is the power that gives life to all things in your life. You're having a bad day? You're probably thinking you're having a bad day. And even if something challenging is going on, you can still have a good day. You can still be grateful for life and love and who and what you are, and affirm that you have everything you need to deal with the situation at hand inside of you now. We have to think ourselves into the life that we want. And that starts with what you think about yourself. Who am I? What am I? And nothing can take that from you. You never need affirmation from another person to feel loved, worthy, strong, powerful, magnificent. You should know that. And when you know that, you will attract magnificence to you. In fact, that's all you'll see, because that's the filter now, is the magnificence. That's the filter, the new filter. You're walking around with just white carpet. This morning I ran to that spot and rubbed my hand over it, and I went, oh my gosh. The stain, no sign of the stain. No sign of the stain. You should be able to look at yourselves and judge yourself. See yourself with no sign of any stain. You should be able to look at yourself and love everything that you see. Love everything that you are. You should be able to wake up in the morning and love life. The life that you have right now, right now. And if you choose that you want something different, then you start thinking something different. But you have to say it and embrace it. You have to say it as if it is happening now. I have a loving, life-affirming, harmonious relationship. My job is fulfilling. It feeds my soul. Everything that I want comes to me easily. All of my relationships are peaceful. I find joy in every single moment. My life has never been better, and it gets better every single day. Think about what you want. And if it's not here now, you can think it to you and feel it to you. That's the power we've been given, this power of imagination. One of the 12 powers of man is imagination, the power to think and build whatever it is you want to build in your mind and make it happen. Everything on this planet that has been created from man came from a thought. Everything. Everything. We've been given these brains, most of which we don't use, that can concoct whatever it is we want to bring into our lives. Which also means you have the power to get rid of whatever it is you don't want. Any stain on your life, on your self-worth, your self-esteem, can be loosed, can be thrown out, never to be seen or perceived again. And then somebody can say something to you, maybe somebody from your past, somebody from your family, and they say something to you, and you know without a doubt, it's not me anymore. I don't know who you're talking about. That's not me. And you don't have to respond. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to counter it. You can just walk away. You can just walk away. One of my favorite songs is from the movie The Greatest Showman. This Is Me. It's sung by the bearded lady and all the misfits that are in the circus. Great lyrics. And some of these lyrics still give me a catch in my heart when I hear them. Because it's kind of my story. So this is what she's singing. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, because we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest wounds want to cut me down, I'm going to send a flood. I'm going to drown them out. I am brave. I am bruised. I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, because here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, because today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors. Yeah, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know there's a place for us, for we are glorious. We are glorious. I love this stanza. I'm going to send a flood, going to drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised. I'm who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, because here I come. I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. And she sings it over and over and over again. Man, you got to sing that song about who you are to yourself until you believe it, until you sing it triumphantly like she does. Man, what a place to be. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, because I won't let the shame sink in. That's when you've got that canvas, you know who and what you are, and you can say, I don't care what the world shows up, how it shows up for me, or what fires away at me. I am good, because this is me. This is who I am. I am a unique expression of the divine. Nothing toxic can touch me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So who are you? And can you unapologetically affirm your divinity and be who you are? You were created a magnificent, magnificent being. Not just good, not just worthy, magnificent. Magnificent. And if you do have a bit of a, thing about what you were taught in religion, where's this quote? I learned this in a class. So when people say, who are you to say that you are divine? The answer is, I am not all that God is, but all that I am is God. Takes a moment, doesn't it? The words are just shifted around. I am not all that God is, but all that I am is God. We are not the ocean. We are a wave in the ocean. So no, I don't think I'm God, but I know I'm divine. I know I am goodness and love and compassion and beauty and harmony. I know that. And it'll rock your world when you start to live from that. The knowledge that all that you are is God. Let's take this in a meditation. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It's a lot to take in. Just breathe. Just breathe. And we all have some judgment about ourselves. We all have some judgment. In what way have you judged yourself? That you need to heal? What stain is on this canvas of yours? The canvas of magnificence that you are. Just pick one thing you think about yourself that is out of alignment with that magnificence. And be willing to lift that stain off of the canvas. Let's just try to let go of one thing that's out of alignment with who and what you are. What is that thing? Is it some way you think about how you look? Or maybe you got in a bad relationship and you have some judgments about how lovable you are and how much you have to give. Maybe somebody said you're not so smart or talented. Maybe you think because you don't have enough money, you're not as worthy as some who have more. Maybe you've been fired from a job and your self-esteem, your self-worth is wrapped around that action. Maybe you're divorced and there's a lot of pain and trauma in that relationship, but still someone saying they were leaving made you estimate yourself as something less than lovable and love itself. Whatever it is, how do you need to reframe what you think about yourself around this one thing? I am lovable. I am loving. I am love. My body is a magnificent creation, and I love every single inch of me. I have gifts and talents that may be like others, but they're not like I can deliver and offer the world. For I am a unique expression of the divine. I am worthy just because I am, not because I do or can produce. How do we wipe the slate clean? What do you need to rethink? What do you need to rethink? And bring it forth into your life so that you look at the world now through the lens of magnificence and love and peace and joy. Gratitude for all that you are. All that you can be in potentiality that is within you right now, waiting to burst free. All that you are is God. All that you are is goodness, a wave in the vast ocean that is love. A wave in the vast ocean that is love. Let's take a deep breath and exhale. Affirming that you are love. Breathing in love, exhaling love, for love is infinite. For the all good is infinite. Breathe in, relax, rest in this goodness that you are. All that I am is divine intelligence and wisdom. And that intelligence and wisdom is at work in my life right now, manifesting my highest and best. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. So here from this place of peace and power, we now raise the names of those for whom we want to pray, affirming that they are whole, perfect, and complete, that they too are magnificence in expression. For Vicky. For all those who love Rebecca Wynn. For the family of Vicky High. For Reba and Eddie. For the Pitts family and Andrews family.
For all those in the Ukraine. Marilyn and Jean.
For all those who are not aware of their own unique magnificence, may they begin to see the light that they are and know that that light is God. And they are a unique expression of that very light. So for all these that we have named and for all those that we have not named, but in our thoughts and in our hearts as we go about our daily living, we affirm their highest and best. We hold the high watch, knowing that in divine intelligence and wisdom is at work in their lives right now, in this moment, in every single moment. Amen. And so we know that the all good is first cause of all that flows into our life, for we have been given life abundantly. And so we now recite our celebration of giving. Together, divine love, as me, all the good that I am and have, all the good that I give and receive, and so it is.
So many, got my mind. I can't play a song right now. I just listened to you for a while, and now my mind is going, my heart is going in all these different ways. You know what we should do, just like in kindergarten, we should all take a nap. And then, we're in the same room, just kind of get the little pads out. And then we come back, have a song, and then we finish up.
Such wisdom you speak.
The power of naps. Oh my God. On the clean part. Oh my gosh, so good. So, just an invitation. I've played this song before, but an invitation to kind of sing along on kind of the interlude part that kind of comes and goes. And it goes like this. And if you want to, because I know it's always uncomfortable singing along, but if you want to, it goes like this. So that's the part. I think it's kind of, it would be so, it's like a little fantasy of mine to hear it, like in stereo, in hi-fi stereo. I think I'm thinking way too much. People say I'm in a rush, and nothing really gets real done. And I know that there's so much to do. In this life we save what time can't erase. So maybe I'll get out of bed, set some goals, get ahead, fill this shelf with books I've read. Ah, 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 ah. I was so captured by the beauty of that I forgot the next verse, but it's coming. Let's make something up. No, And what's up with this self-pity? I should focus on the love I see, 'cause I know that there's not really more. In this life we take what time can't erase. The future is grace. In this life we face what time can't erase. So maybe I'll get out of bed, build a birdhouse, bake some bread, reconsider things I've said. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, And it went like this. I wonder what. Oh, see, I still don't remember that line, but not that it even matters. But see, I keep looking at the stain instead of the. I've got work to do. No.
Hey, if
I
it
wonder-
does,
I wonder what came. Wait. See? Sometimes it just goes away.
Sometimes it just goes, it wasn't meant to be, wasn't supposed to be here. And it was beautiful, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Yes. If you hadn't said anything was missing, we wouldn't have known. Let's give thanks for our tithes and offerings and all the goodness that comes into this community. All the love, all the time that people spend here helping this place to grow, to be the beautiful place that it is. For all those who come here in community, we are so deeply grateful for all of you, for all of us, and this beautiful, beautiful thing that is Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe. Amen. Just a few announcements, sir, please. So September 18 is Certificate of Membership Day. That's when we have our Membership Sunday, September 18th. If you would like to be a voting member, like I say, as soon as you walk through those doors, you're part of the family. However, if you would like to have be an integral part of how things move forward, voting on board members, you could be a board member yourself, things like that, making important decisions, then you need to be a voting member. And those of you who are sitting here, if you're not a voting member yet, you are all invited, absolutely invited to be a voting member. So there is a form out on this desk to the right side of the front doors for you to fill out with name, address, some other information, and then I'll know what name you want on the certificate, the way you want it displayed. So September 18th. Next Sunday, I will be in Montana at a conference, so Deborah will be speaking, and I'll be back September 11th. Next, please. We're still supporting Kate. She is home. She's not in the hospital at the time, right now, but she does need some help. She's going to be starting chemo shortly, but she needs some help at home if people have time and can do that. So I do have a sign-up sheet for that as well. She may need some transportation to the doctors and back home. She does live in Anna, which is about 33 miles from here, but it's just up 75. She's a few minutes off of 75, so it's very, very easy to get to. So let's talk about that if you do have some time that you can spend so that we can help her out and help her get situated and do what she needs to do in order to cooperate with what's happening in her body with divine intelligence and divine wisdom. Kate did ask me to let you all know she is so thankful for all your prayers and your good thoughts and the healing vibes you've been sending to her. She loves us, she misses us, and she looks forward to being back with us soon. So let me know if you can be of help. And also, her GoFundMe is still active. If you can donate to that, you just have to go to GoFundMe.com and search for Katie Cates Cancer Treatment. So today at 1, we're having our peace gathering. You're welcome to stay. We have lunch available for those who are staying. We'll have a guided meditation about peace, affirming peace in our lives and affirming peace on this planet. And we'll have some music. And then we'll talk for a bit about how do we make this work in our lives, just like we're talking about. How do we work on our self-esteem, our self-worth? How do we make peace alive in our lives? It's not just some theoretical thing out there and everybody says they want peace, kumbaya, this and that. We got stuff happening every single day that we can work on so that we are more peaceful beings. And the more of us that are peaceful, the more we add to the global consciousness of peace. We are the answer to all the stuff that's going on in this world. We are the answer to that. And your consciousness matters, so join us for that. And also, I'll get a sign-up sheet for next Sunday, but Stefan had a really great suggestion. If you have some music you would like to hear before service or after service, when we're winding up, getting ready for service, and then we're winding down, let us know what some of your favorite songs are. And we'll have those playing here on Sunday. I know when I all of a sudden I hear a song that I love and I'm singing in the grocery store and stuff like that. So yeah, let us know what it is you love, and Stefan will work for that. So thank you very much for offering. Absolutely. Okay, where are we now? Closing, right? No? Mission and vision. Gosh, I got lost. See? Mission and vision, please, sir.
All right, we'll do the vision and mission together, please. We are Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe. We are a thriving global community of spiritual seekers transforming lives through love and the expressions of our innately divine gifts. Our mission is to inspire
spiritual and personal growth
through the teachings and demonstrations of unity principles towards the realization of living our best lives. Divine wisdom is at work in every area of our lives right now. Everything is always working out for us.
Thank you, Poppy. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's your love, your presence, your light that makes us the absolutely best place to be on a Sunday morning. Thank you for all you bring and give to this community. I love you all. Have a glorious day. Have a glorious week. Namaste.